My friends, you will love getting to know Dominic Williams, the founder of Dfinity, which is the lead contributor to Internet Computer. I will be going over Dominic Williams' biography here and talking about all the different things he's done and giving a timeline of how he started off in the crypto space and became the chief scientist at Dfinity. I would love to have Dominic Williams on here live sometimes. At the same time, he's done so many videos on YouTube that I've watched where you can hear him talk for yourself. So this will be an analysis that will be helpful for your own research. The most important person in any cryptocurrency is the founder, the person who came up with the idea and has taken the lead role on in making the entire project a reality. So that's exactly what we'll be diving deep into here. Is who is Dominic Williams? What did lead him to create Internet Computer? And where are we going from here? For many more videos about Dominic Williams, some of the ones I've watched that I've found very helpful, I have spent hours and hours listening to Dominic Williams talk. And one of the ways that I got really into Internet Computer doing my own research is listening to Dominic Williams talk. The official YouTube channel for Dfinity is the source of a lot of great videos. You can see some of the ones I've watched here. What really stuck out to me, the first impression I had of Dominic Williams, is that this guy really is thinking so much further ahead than everyone else I've seen in crypto. And the fact is, Dominic Williams and his team at Dfinity have built the best technology I've ever seen in crypto. If you look at internetcomputer.org and you see the depth of the information there, you see that this is hosted on Internet Computer. You look at the dashboard on Internet Computer, see what is being used. I mean, it's second to none. You look inside the network nervous system, where I'll show you how I stake 300 more ICP and lock it up for 8 years today, along with the 2,500 I've already got. We're going to go over all of this, and we're going to do this live on YouTube, and then it will be uploaded to X. If you want to see Dominic's newest posts, I'm following him on X at dom.icp or Dominic W. So let's kick off into, first of all, a summary of Dominic Williams and how he got into Dfinity. And of course, we can start on the Google search page. His education, he got a computer science, a bachelor's in computer science in 1992, from 1992 to 1995. Dominic is the founder and chief scientist at Dfinity, responsible for building the Internet Computer. Dfinity's mission, and this is the big thing, the mission is like where we're going. Dfinity's mission has been to transform the public internet into a powerful, decentralized cloud host for next-generation software and services. And that's what is, to me, so exciting, is where are we going with this? So let's look at how Dominic got into building Internet Computer and got his start in crypto. So if we look at where this started, I'll go do a more detailed look at this, but these are the key bullet points to begin. In 2013, Dominic Williams was into Bitcoin and seeing how Bitcoin was growing, and inspired by the big surge in Bitcoin. At the time, he was an entrepreneur who had made a game that had got to millions of players online, and I'll show you more about that in just a second. So Dominic had made a game. What is the game called? I've got a nice ChatGPT did a great summary of this that we'll pull up here. So ChatGPT did a really nice summary of Dominic Williams here. I asked it, what do you know about Dominic Williams? So he made a game that had got to millions of players called Fight My Monster, an MMO game that entertained millions of children worldwide. Dominic has and then he founded Internet Computer Dfinity in 2016. Well, I go back to my presentation here. So Dominic got transitioned from making this massively multiplayer online game into crypto and then into blockchain, which is what got him really excited for seeing the things you could build and do with the blockchain that you couldn't do on the existing infrastructure. So in the end of 2013, Dominic was all fired up, as many other people in crypto were, about how to make a blockchain that was truly scalable, because it's very clear today, if you look at Bitcoin, it is not scalable. It's expensive. The memory pool's clogged up with ordinals. So Dominic in 2013 was looking into how can we make something faster, and he got started on a faster blockchain project called Pebble. In 2014, he wrote a 98-page white paper on Pebble, which was a pioneering design in blockchain, but he was in the very early Ethereum community, and he decided it'd be better to contribute to Ethereum than to pursue his own chain. And then we move forward into 2014, 2015. Dominic gets involved with Ethereum and is credited for co-inventing the term Bitcoin maximalism, which is, if you don't know what Bitcoin maximalism is, it's the idea that everything should just be Bitcoin and nothing else is worth time or attention. I'm a bit of a ICP maximalist, or internet computer maximalist today, but that's pretty cool that I just found this in my research today to prepare for this. And Dominic in 2014-15, the concept of world computer emerges, and Dominic really latched onto this, and seeing that this is the direction we really need to go with crypto, is a world computer, not just sending transactions from one place to another, but an entire world computer. In 2015, Dominic shifts his focus to blockchain research, dedicating to envisioning a more advanced Ethereum, which ends up forming the core idea of Dfinity, which morphs into 2015 and 2016 into taking new approaches to blockchain design and consensus, and then Dfinity emerges as a brand. In 2015, 2016, this is where Dfinity and Ethereum projects diverge, with Dfinity focusing on advanced cryptography and new blockchain architectures, as it becomes apparent that Ethereum is not going to go the direction of being a true world computer. In early 2015, Dominic was... There's threshold relay and BLS cryptography. These were breakthrough ideas at the time, where I guess I didn't copy and paste this correctly from my presentation notes, but he invented BLS cryptography, or was a part of inventing that, and Vitalik was not sold on that being safe, and that ended up being implemented in future versions of Ethereum. In 2016, the founding of String Labs and Dfinity, this is a big part of kicking off the Dfinity Foundation funding, especially. Dominic co-founded String Labs, and then Dfinity becomes an independent project that is formed in Switzerland to make the most efficient economical setup and the best environment to run this thing for the long term. String Labs helped accelerate. It was set up to be an accelerator for projects, and it seemed pretty obvious that Dfinity should be the project that it would accelerate. In 2017, the ICP token and the initial funding came out. The ICP token was launched to seed investors. At the time, it was called the Dfinity token, I believe. And this is the seed donation round, raises millions of dollars for the foundation. And then, boy, don't all of us wish we'd got in back then. And then 2017 and 2018, the expansion and technical developments, when people start actually getting hired to work for Dfinity and building out the very beginnings of the technology we're using today. And there was a formal white paper on consensus system published at the time. Then 2018, over 100 million in funding was raised, and a major focus on research and development, which has led to the largest research and development team in blockchain being built today. Then in 2021, we had the launch of the internet computer. We have the groundbreaking cryptographic protocols and unique blockchain architecture. That's the only way you can actually build everything completely on chain. And this came to a reality in 2021 with the Genesis event, when there was a bunch of attacks and market disruptions which were designed to sabotage what many were seeing, that internet computer is a threat, because many of these other chains doing just transactions basically, or very limited amounts of computation. And here comes internet computer that has the best technology anywhere. You can imagine people got scared, and therefore when people are scared, they attack. Often the first reaction is to attack and try and destroy. And we've made it through that now, which is amazing. So the point we're at today, we have a rapidly growing developer environment in internet computer, and we're aiming for a blockchain. The goal is a blockchain singularity, one blockchain that can really do everything you need. And Dominic Williams has built an incredible team around him of very talented people that have came from, for example, Jan was 19 years as a principal research staff member at IBM. And if you look through this page on Dfinity.org, I mean, the talent, the engineering experience is incredible. And I'll give you some key things that Dominic has said in many of his other videos. And if you want to read further into this, if you go to the Internet Computer Wiki, or wiki.internetcomputer.org, you can read. I originally read through this, and then I made a presentation out of the information here to kind of summarize this instead of going through the entire thing on stream. But you can read much more detail on this, on Dominic's, what he's done in the past, and how internet computer came from a vision in his mind and a world computer that people were talking about online and at conferences, to now a reality that we can actually use today. Some of the key things Dominic has said that have really stuck with me in his videos that I've watched. One of the things he said is, if you want to do your own research in crypto, one of the best ways you can do it is look at the team and look at how much engineering and computer science, cloud technology talent they have. Because the main way you can tell, like, where a lot of people say that internet crypto is not about the technology. My position is it's only about the technology in the long term. In the short term, yes. In the short term, there's lots of speculation, but in the long term, very few projects survive, and it tends to be the ones with the best technology, where the most things are built, that do survive. And one of the things Dominic said that helped me really figure this out is, if you want to do your own research on a crypto, see how many engineers they have that are actually building on that project. And what I've noticed researching a lot of other cryptos is there's not that many people really building anything. There, in many cases, as Dominic said in one of his videos, there's a lot of marketing people and business people and investor relations, but there's not a lot of actual engineers building things. And that's where you get all these breakthroughs. And that's when I look on the Dfinity website, like, to me, this is the easiest research you can do on internet computers. Go to Dfinity.org and just take a few minutes to look at the biographies of the people on here. Look at, and especially the depth, because it's common for projects to have a developer or two or a handful, but look at the depth. Look at how many people are on here that are technical staff, that have PhDs in computer science, that have experience at all, like IBM, like Jan, who was there for 19 years at IBM. Look at the talent you've got here. And this, to me, is where the research really breaks through. And that is a testament to Dominic, to be able to put together a team with this many talented people is incredible. And if you want to keep up with the newest of what's happening, I mean, Dominic's just throwing stuff out here on his X every day that has great information and the newest of what's happening on internet computer. I would, if you're not already, I would hope you're following dom.icp on on X already. Here's a post right here I did an entire video about the other day, where Dominic is out there presenting internet computer all over the place. And he's presenting it, in this case, in front of world leaders, industry leaders. At this conference, the COP28, I did a whole video about that. If you want to look at that, just go to Jerry Banfield Crypto, and the video title of that is World Leaders Are About to Discover Internet Computer. We talk about that in detail. So Dominic said that if you want to really research a crypto, just look at how many people, engineers, are actually building something. And what you'll notice across almost every coin in crypto, there's hardly any engineers or developers actually building anything in the vast majority of coins. And then even in some of the ones that have a lot more projects, there's not that many actual developers on there. What Dominic said that really stuck with me as well is about seeing a vision into the future where governments, companies have a serverless cloud that they can build on, and the capabilities of that and what it will mean. Seeing Dominic's vision for the future and listening to his videos, I'm like, wow, like this is what I've been looking for in crypto. Someone who's, already seeing 10, 20 years into the future, into technology, and who's actually got something built today. Because there's a lot of talk in crypto, and what you can see is Dominic's been into actually building stuff. And what's hard, lots of us have visions and can see where things are going, but what's difficult is to execute on that vision, to take your vision and make it a reality. And what Dominic Williams has done with the team at Internet Computer, Dfinity, and the protocol Internet Computer that they've created, what it's actually done is amazing. You can see by what they've been building, the talent, the commitment, the time. What I hope you'll notice with this video is how long this has taken. It's been 10 years since Dominic Williams got into crypto, and now we've got Internet Computer, and I'm really excited to see what happens 10 years from now. If you look at Chain Key Bitcoin, for example, this is a major breakthrough. This is a major breakthrough for Internet Computer as a world computer and this is a major gateway onto world computer. Another thing Dominic said in the video I just watched from him that Dfinity put out, I think it was today. I watch the global R&Ds, and I watch as many videos as I can with Dominic. I watched this one all the way through and started it over. So in this video, something Dominic said that stood out to me is that I'm sure it'll come back to me in a minute. Getting back into the swing of live streaming. Dom, what did you say in your video today that I thought was great? Pernell, if you're wondering why other people are talking about all the things besides this, is because they don't know about Internet Computer and Dfinity and what they've built. They literally don't know, or there's confirmation bias where you're already holding something and you don't want to have to admit you were wrong and reallocate your portfolio. People just really don't understand how big of a deal this technology is and what it means for the future going forward. And it took me, from the time I found Internet Computer, now think about how long it took from when Dominic had the idea for World Computer to when I found it. Oh, here's what he said that really stuck with me today. So in this newest video, he said that the way they want to do the marketing for Internet Computer is decentralized. That he thinks the job of the foundation is to build stuff. That's what they need to do, that, me just talking out here is not going to build anything. This is why I recommend watch as many videos with Dominic Williams as you can. Listen to him talk. The newest one he put out, he said that Internet Computer's marketing needs to be decentralized, truly decentralized. a lot of these other cryptos are doing very centralized marketing, which then that's taking away money that could be used for building and talent that could be used for building. Dfinity's locked it down and focused hugely on actually building and putting the talent together, because that is something that really needs to be done in a very centralized, coordinated way. And his approach is that the marketing should be done in a decentralized way by the community. And that's a very organic approach. It's a very cost-effective approach. And that's where you've got people like me that have simply found this. From the time Dominic was talking about World Computer to when I found Internet Computer was about 8 years. Now, keep in mind, I got into crypto like a year after Dominic, but I was going around chasing all these. It took me a while to understand Bitcoin, and then I went around chasing all these altcoins and quick profits, while Dominic was looking towards the future and seeing what needs to be built and getting to work building it. So some of the things in crypto just take time. Like, it took me from the time they started work on Internet Computer and the World Computer idea until I found this and understood it was about 8 years. And from the time I heard about Internet Computer the first time, and I even promoted it and bought some, until the time I really understood it, I heard about it in February as you all were chatting on my live stream and told me, Internet Computer's different, you should take a look at it. And I took a quick surface look at it, and I did a quick surface level video, but I didn't really understand, just looking at it, why it was different than everything else. And as I continued doing further and further research and trying to find the absolute best of crypto, then after months of a bunch more altcoins, a bunch more research, I finally came back to full circle Internet Computer. I'm like, oh wow, the future, as Dominic said in a lot of his videos, is moving towards, a full stack, everything on chain crypto platform. We can see the future's going towards everything on chain, and Internet Computer is the only place to do that on chain. And I love the decentralized marketing approach because that allows the team to focus on building and then to allow the community to do the marketing. And that in terms of, what most people are interested in crypto, that's why people are sleeping on Internet Computer, is because almost all of crypto is just thinking like short-term profits and quick money. And Dfinity's thinking, let's build something. Let's build something that's massively useful to people. And then we will focus on getting developers to build on it and governments and companies to build on it. And when people build on it, the marketing will very much handle itself. They've worked on setting up these ICP hubs as well, which Dominic was talking about in his latest video today. And the ICP hubs then do marketing on a local scale. And it's amazing how many people they're bringing together in these ICP hubs. So the way Dominic is doing the marketing for Internet Computer is, to me, absolutely ideal for the long term. But that's why you don't... a lot of the other things in crypto are done very centralized marketing, huge amounts of money changing hands, and to talk about it. I am grateful that Dfinity did sponsor me through a community grant to do videos that I was going to do anyway about Internet Computer. So Dfinity does have community grants available. If you're a content creator like me, you can go to dfinity.org/community-grants. You can apply for a grant. I recommend talking with someone who's already got a grant, as I did, to help you understand the process and make sure you don't waste your time or waste Dfinity's time. So if you want to ask me whether you should do a grant, I would go to join my open chat community, which is now linked at the top of jerrybanfield.com. There's a direct link to it. And this is an example of what has been built on Internet Computer that's absolutely amazing. This has become my primary community now. While I'm more responsive in my Discord, there's more people that are chatting on my open chat, and this is built directly on Internet Computer. And that's what still most people in crypto don't understand is the difference between having everything built on-chain versus off-chain is all the difference in the world. And this open chat community I have is now free for anybody to join. Anybody can just pop in and talk in the free-for-all channel. And then if you want to make sure I actually see your message, there's a channel that costs 1 ICP to join. You can join. And there's a Diamonds channel. If you have a Diamonds membership, you can talk in there as well. So this is built on chain, which is amazing. And what's cool about it is, when I host my community on here, then it's bringing value to Internet Computer. The transactions are bringing value to the open chat coin. And then all of that is bringing value to everybody who holds the coins in the ecosystem, which, you know, that's the fundamental change we're looking for. What Dominic talks about in a lot of his videos is democratizing the internet, the structure of the internet. Right now, centralized entities hold almost all the value that's been created on the internet, when you and me, we're the people who've created this value on the internet. Yes, you've got investments that have built out all the servers and stuff, but all the content, the stuff that makes the internet valuable, has mostly been created by users like you and me. And meanwhile, we have almost none of the value of it. Internet Computer right now is the only infrastructure where we can build apps like OpenChat, and where then we can get value out of those apps and share in ownership and vote on the network nervous system for coins that are supported. And that is a huge breakthrough. Yes, once you discover Internet Computer, there's no going back. Like Internet Computer, and once you just discover Dominic Williams as a founder and watch his videos and see how he's out there promoting, educating, I would say is a better word, about Internet Computer, getting developers building on it, getting governments to see how they can move their infrastructure on it, getting companies and making partnerships. Like when you see the work Dominic's doing and Dfinity, what they've built, this to me is the only place I want to be. So the best way you can lead, in my experience, is to lead by example. So I've put everything into Internet Computer, and I have hundreds of ICP that many of you have asked me about how this works. So I'm going to show you exactly how this works. So I've locked up 2,500 ICP for a minimum of 8 years, and I'm getting voting rewards on that. I've got 70 ICP worth. It's called maturity. I've got more videos explaining this. You search Jerry Banfield Network Nervous System, Jerry Banfield Internet Computer Staking. I've got more videos on this. But I've got 71, essentially, ICP, but it's called maturity, that I've earned in voting rewards already this year. And that you earn that by voting on, this is a fully automated DAO that upgrades the Internet Computer ecosystem in real time when you vote on proposals. So I'll show you how to vote on a proposal. I'll show you how I stake Internet Computer here, and we'll wrap this live stream up. So I definitely want more data centers to these build out Internet Computer. So we're going to vote for adding another data center here. And then this applies my voting power, and when this proposal is finished, it doesn't matter whether I vote yes or no. I then get a percentage of the daily rewards based on my voting power. And that means, and those can be converted out of maturity into ICP eventually. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to lock up 300 more Internet Computer today. So I'm going to take this out of my main wallet. This is in the network nervous system, and I buy this on Coinbase and then send it over here. So I'm going to lock up 300 more Internet Computer for 8 years right now, and I will not be able to unlock it no matter what else I do for that period of time. And this, I really like the functionality to lock up your Internet Computer too, because I've been in crypto almost as long as Dominic, and the main place I've struggled is with my own short-term thinking. Like as soon as my Bitcoin 10x, you know, like, all right, I'm gonna unload and take profits. But the real way to build wealth is to just lock up into things for a long period of time and hang on for the ride, assuming you've done a ton of research and due diligence as I have beforehand. Now, my research does not substitute for doing your own research. So here's how you lock this up. So now I'm going to set a dissolve delay. I'm going to click max. This will give me 600 voting power out of a 300 ICP stake. Now, if I wanted to do the minimum, you'd see I'd get 318 voting power, but I could also at any time have all my ICP back within 6 months. But what I'm going to do is lock this up for 8 years because I want to be in this for the long term. You can see that Dominic and the team at Dfinity have worked on this for a long time already. I think we're just seeing the tiniest beginning of this. So I'm going to click set delay, and once you click confirm, there's no going back, there's no oops, I shouldn't have done that, there's no hey, I want my money. It's locked for 8 years, no matter what. So this is the last chance to change your mind. I click confirm, set delay, that 300 ICP is locked, and I can't touch it for a minimum of 8 years, and I'm not dissolving it. And now what I'm going to do, if you have more than one neuron, I'm just going to click my main neuron, and I'm now going to click follow and put in my followee on my main neuron, so that when my main neuron votes, you have to actually vote to get your rewards and your income. So now I will follow my own main neuron on here, and then when I vote with one, or if I follow someone else to vote, it will vote with all the rest. And this, if you look at the plans that they've got for internet computer, that Dfinity, and you need to follow at least on all 3 of these. You need to be on all 3 of these in order to vote for everything off of your one main neuron. Now, if I manually vote everything, it'll vote with all my neurons. But I also have it set up to follow other neurons. I've been following Dfinity. I'm testing following somebody who manually votes every single proposal all the time. So if you can follow neurons. If you want to follow my neuron, that is in open chat. My neuron's in open chat, and I make sure I vote on everything because you get in the governance, if you take your neuron ID, you can copy your neuron ID and you can search up here on Internet Computer. You can search neuron and you can see how many rewards you'll get off of this right here. So if you're in the dashboard, it shows you that right now I'm getting in maturity, which when converted to ICP is about 95% to 105% of ICP. Out of my 2,500 neuron, I'm getting about 1.16 ICP a day. And I can then take the other neuron if I want to and see how much I'm getting out of that. So if you search this, I don't know if it'll have this brand new neuron in here or not, but we'll search for that and see what comes up. I've been in crypto a long time, and to me what really stands out about Internet Computer is the world computer vision. If you think about having a computer, a public, essentially, infrastructure that everyone could build on and that everyone in the world could share in ownership and be a stakeholder, that's really exciting. I don't see anything else that's nearly this good in crypto. And here, if you look at the one I just locked up with 300 ICP, it says I should get 0.13 ICP a day in maturity, which that should be indefinitely. Now, the voting, I'll get an age bonus. The rewards will go down over time, but this should be pretty stable, maybe a slight decrease over time. This is very exciting to me. So I'll answer any questions you've got, and we'll wrap this live stream up. I am available. You can ask any questions in my open chat. You can have a one-on-one call with me at jerrybanfield.com, and I'm going to do another live stream right after this on my original channel where I talk just crypto on this channel, and then I talk everything else. These live streams are a lot more, a lot smaller, a lot more personal. I do music. I do videos about like being sober, how I've lost 70 pounds and kept it off, transform, negative emotions into positive ones, etc. Yes, CK Ethereum is live. This is a huge deal that CK Ethereum is live. This has just been voted in recently. And this is a testament to, like, you can see that Dominic Williams and the Dfinity team, they have been the first, as far as I can see, the first in the world to build the same infrastructure that's a layer 2 for Bitcoin and for Ethereum. I'll ask ChatGPT to see what it thinks. What is the first, is there any crypto that is a layer 2 for both Bitcoin and Ethereum? Let's see if ChatGPT knows about that. Oh, so, all right, so this is definitely the first then. So ChatGPT does not know of any crypto that's a layer 2 for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Therefore, this, as I thought, but always double check yourself, this internet computer, Dfinity, has built the first double layer 2 for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. And they could build out anything else they wanted to, in theory, like other layer 2s as well. They're looking to build more AI on chain. The Ethereum layer 2 has been tested and is functional. The basics of it are functional. There's lots more features to build out. There's the other Ethereum tokens to build out. Right now, you don't have it on DEXs yet, but you can look at it right here. It says there's 63 Ethereum or CK that has been deposited on chain. So this is just getting started. They've just put the first canisters out there. The functionality is not, like, just the very basics are there right now. Like, if I click on receive, I cannot actually receive Ethereum from the Ethereum network yet. For example, if you do Bitcoin and I click receive, I can actually receive Bitcoin directly off the Bitcoin network, which will then mint it into ChainKey Bitcoin. But right now, that functionality is not live in here yet. What you can do with ChainKey Bitcoin, though, is you can transact ChainKey Bitcoin directly on exchanges. Like on Sonic, you can directly swap ChainKey Bitcoin with ICP directly on exchanges, and soon you'll be able to swap ChainKey Bitcoin and ChainKey Ethereum directly with each other and directly with ICP. So this functionality is very soon around here. Have I done a wallet update recently? The only wallet I use now, I use the Internet Identity wallet. I've got a complete tutorial on that. So if you search Jerry Banfield Internet Identity, I've got the Internet Identity I've done a total tutorial on this. So I don't need any other wallets now because I've put 100% into ICP. I use some other wallets on Internet Computer, but I don't hold any meaningful amount of crypto in those. So Internet Identity, this is what I use on Internet Computer to hold all my crypto. So that's why. So the paid promotion is I got a community grant from Dfinity to make a series of videos about Internet Computer, which you all voted. 66% of you voted on the live stream when I asked about this that I should do it because I'm already making videos about Internet Computer anyway. So therefore, I might as well accept some ICP to make them. So I've agreed I'd make videos for a month about ICP, and I would get 5,000 in ICP, $5,000 worth of ICP for making those videos. So you all said that I should do that. And my wife agreed that I should do that as well. That's the only sponsorship I've taken all year on crypto. I've said no to a lot of sponsorships because I don't want to present you all with something that's inauthentic that I'm just doing for money. So I'd be making this video either way today. And I'm grateful that, for the community grants program. And this is there for creators who love ICP and want to make videos anyway about ICP. You can apply for a grant to do so. All right, we're going to wrap this. Let me see if there's any more questions. I am going to just make videos about Internet Computer from now on because there's so many of you that are all in on the ICP ecosystem like I am, that I want to put all my time and energy into researching the internet computer ecosystem instead of talking about anything else at this point. Oh, BTC Moonland, this is a great question. So why did you have a change of heart? So I used to just be of the mindset like of, you know, crypto is something that's very speculative. We're making money on it. You know, I used to be in this quick money mindset with crypto, and I had a change of heart because I see the destruction that causes. I see the massive amount of time wasted on chasing quick money in crypto. And I realized that if I was just a regular person, that if I didn't create content on YouTube, I am a full-time YouTuber. I also upload my videos to X just in case, but I'm a full-time YouTuber. I have two channels. I have my crypto channel, and then I have this channel that I'd love for you to join us over on my original channel. I'm a full-time YouTuber, and earlier this year, my crypto channel was taken down after a bunch of bots attacked it because I started being more honest and criticizing some of these other altcoins. And they used bots to take my channel down. And YouTube put my channel back up, mainly because of this original channel, and that I'd had a history of, on 12 years on YouTube, of zero policy violations and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I don't know if I'd have gotten my channel back, despite not doing anything against the terms, if I hadn't been able to show, you know, such a history of service on YouTube without any problems. So I had a week where my channel was taken down, and I realized that if I was an actual crypto investor and not a crypto creator, that I was doing it all wrong. I was sitting there with like 50 altcoins that I'd bought to promote them and to get views on my videos. And I realized that I wanted to act like just a crypto investor and not a crypto creator, but to be a crypto investor first, and then to just present you with my research. And that's where I had the big change of heart from, you know, facing that if I couldn't make videos on YouTube anymore, that all I'd have left would be my knowledge about that I'd researched in crypto. And I realized that's what I have that's really valuable. What I have that's really valuable is how to use my own money in crypto and research cryptos, and that's what I need to share. So ironically, something that seemed pretty annoying at the time, having my channel taken down despite no actual policy violations, it actually turned into this great opportunity to make better content. So since that happened, I've been able to get out of that I'm a crypto YouTuber bubble and be into I'm a crypto investor who's just sharing what I'm doing for myself with you. And that's what has differentiated me from most of the other creators in crypto, is that, you know, if I can't make the very best research and best decisions for myself with my own money and be completely transparent about that and why I'm doing that, then why would you be here? Yes, Thorazine says Dom is one of the top 5 cryptographers in the world. That's how it looks to me. If you want to learn more about the history of Internet Computer and Dominic Williams, make sure you read the Internet Computer Wiki. I read this today. And what you'll see is that Dominic was one of the early people in crypto, one of the very first people in the Ethereum community. And Vitalik said in a video that he considered Dfinity or Internet Computer to be a sister network when they asked him about Ethereum competition. This is research right here, is reading all of this and getting to know, like, why, you know, how does this work? And how did we get here? And where are we going from here? The one and only says, what influencer will show you their own wallet? Yes, if I can't see where you're invested myself, then I'm only watching people that I can see where they're invested. So you can see where I'm invested. I just added 300 ICP to my 8-year position today. I've also got a little bit in my wallet here, and I've got some other coins like OpenChat I've got some of those as well. So I think we've covered. I'm going to get back to live streams. I appreciate you watching on these live streams. I think I'm keeping my live streams 30 minutes to an hour so they don't get unnecessarily verbose. HA says, I'm glad they tried to take your channel down. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought ICP at the lowest prices. I'm glad that happened too. And that's the kind of stuff I talk about on my main YouTube channel, or my original YouTube channel. You know, these life things, handling life is the most important skill. And one reason I found ICP is because I adjusted how I was looking at life generally, and I was able to handle something that most people, you know, would have been terrified over and would have been really mad about. I was able to handle my crypto channel being taken down gracefully, and to immediately think, how am I going to turn this into an opportunity? How am I going to make this into something that turns out to be really good for not just me, but my followers? And that's because I know how to handle life. And that's what I share on my main channel. I'm going to do some live streams, you know, and I'm able to do that because I'm sober. I did a video talking about why I'm sober. It's hard to do well in crypto investing if you're in the middle of addiction. So I appreciate you watching. Thank you, Damjan, for the €5 super chat. Really appreciate it. We're going to wrap up now. And if you'd like to hang out for the after party, I'm going to do a live stream on my original channel here, and we'll talk about like a life topic. Thank you very much for watching Kung Fu Classics. Good to see you, the one and only Blue, Thorazine, Alirio, Sandokan, Martian, Jack, Char, Smash Satoshi, Santiago, HA. Oh, and the last thing I'll address, some of you are like, you know, how can you stand all these haters and critics? Haters and critics, I love that. If you want to be a content creator, a full-time YouTuber, you better learn to love haters and critics. Because if you don't have haters and critics, you don't have anybody watching. That's usually how it works. You get somebody watching, you know, then the sign you've made it is that when you have an army of haters wherever you go. Thank you, Domjam, for the super chat. Much love. I'll see you on the other channel if you want to hang out for a little bit.